This morning on Eagle Vision News, an exclusive interview with this year's Mr. Biola pageant winner.
And what is the latest in the entertainment world?
Plus, it was a big week for sports fans. All this and more coming up on Eagle Vision News. Hello and welcome to Eagle Vision News. I'm Elise Kelly.
I'm Brieana Jordan.
And I'm Josh Klaasen.
Making headlines this morning. While waiting for an Uber that was ordered by a friend, a woman in the Los Angeles area was picked up by a documented gang member posing as the driver. When the victim was picked up, driver D'Artagnan Smith drove a few blocks away, parked, and brutally sexually assaulted her. The woman's screams were heard by witnesses who then called the police. When the police arrived, they tried to get the woman out of the car, but the doors were locked. They smashed the windows, and then the driver jumped into the front seat and took off driving. Smith hit one of the officers with his SUV, while another police officer fired one shot that missed the driver. Police backup was called when the driver left the victim on Wood Boulevard and Columbia Avenue. DNA evidence and the sexual assault kit that was taken after the victim was picked up by an ambulance leads to match Smith's DNA. Smith has done jail time for the robbery in the past and has been arrested. The bail for his arrest is set at $1 million. When you're using Uber, make the request from your own phone and be aware of who is picking you up. Uber allows you to see the license plate, description of the vehicle, and sometimes a picture of the driver. Biola students received an email from Campus Safety last Saturday regarding the La Mirada apartments. On April 9th, Campus Safety was patrolling the area when they found a man in the process of filming a woman in her shower. The suspect, who was filming through an open window, was arrested and taken into custody by the Los Angeles Sheriff Department. So many people aren't aware of how much garbage is produced in the U.S. every year or where any of it is going. So I took my questions to the Puente Hills landfill, and this is what I learned. The average American produces 4 pounds of garbage every day. But where does all of that trash go? Over half of the 220 million tons of waste that is generated in the U.S. each year ends up in one of America's landfills. I'm standing in front of the Puente Hills landfill, which was open from the 1970s until October of 2013. While it was open, it received over 13,000 tons of trash a day. That's equal to covering an entire football field with 20 feet of garbage. When the landfill was open, it was the largest one in the U.S. But in 2013, the Puente Hills landfill reached capacity and was permanently closed down.
We are at elevation 3,500 feet. We're standing on top of about 500 feet of rubbish. So if we had the Washington Monument, we could lose it within the landfill. This was formerly a canyon, but over the years we have filled it up. The entire area is about 1,365 acres, and the fill area itself is about 600 acres of that.
Landfills contain waste from paper to plastic to construction debris and pretty much anything in between.
So the difference really between a landfill and a dump is that the landfill does have environmental control systems. So as you look out here, you can see some of those control systems. You see the pipes are our gas collection system. We're able to collect more than 98% of the gas that is generated within this landfill. And that gas is about 40% methane, and the methane then is used in our energy recovery facilities.
Starting to think that our human habits are pretty gross? Well, it is sad that we are putting our waste into the earth when it was clearly never meant to be there. There are ways that we can make a change. We can be aware of how much trash we are producing, where it is going, and learning what can be recycled. Next time you think about throwing that plastic water bottle into the trash, remember, that one piece of garbage will be in the earth for hundreds of years. This has been Elise Kelly with the Take You There Project.
This morning, reporter Amanda Otto joins us for an update in entertainment. Amanda, the MTV Movie Awards was this weekend. What happened?
Well, there are certainly some mixed reviews coming out about the 2016 MTV Movie Awards. From some interesting musical renditions from The Rock and Kevin Hart to kissing magic from Rebel Wilson and Adam Levine, the show was one to be remembered. Charlize Theron won Best Female Performance for her role in Mad Max: Fury Road, while Leonardo DiCaprio took home Best Male Performance in The Revenant. Daisy Ridley snagged Best Breakthrough Performance in Star Wars: The Force Awakens, while co-star Adam Driver was awarded Best Villain for his portrayal as Kylo Ren. Ryan Reynolds was Best Comedic Performance for Deadpool, and Will Smith was given the MTV Generation Award. Winter is coming, and apparently the dead are too. Game of Thrones reveals some teasing fates on the horizon with its recent Season 6 trailer. The latest promo for the Emmy-winning drama's Season 6 premiere on April 24th shows the corpse of Jon Snow along with some other characters. Snow was killed off in Season 5 following an attack by his brothers of the Night Watch. Fans are anxiously waiting to see who will be left standing in this new season. While we probably won't be seeing much of Kit Harington in Game of Thrones, we're going to be seeing Scott Eastwood's face quite a bit in the world of movies. The 30-year-old has recently decided to get behind the wheel for Fast 8. Eastwood will be starring alongside Vin Diesel and the gang, as announced from his Instagram earlier this week. It's hard to put into words how excited I am for the next Fast and Furious, his post said. To me, the series is so much more than just a franchise, it's a legacy. It is unclear if Clint Eastwood's youngest son will be entering the franchise as a brand new character or reprising the beloved role portrayed by the late Paul Walker.
Thanks, Amanda. And this weekend, Biola hosted its annual event, the Mr. Biola Pageant. Reporter Nicole Vogt was there and has more on the story.
This year, SGA partnered with the India Project to put on the 2016 Mr. Biola Pageant. The event raised money through ticket sales to end Bible poverty in India.
It goes to provide not only entertainment, but also just create an experience that goes towards reaching an even greater goal.
The contestants worked on preparing fashion, talents, and clever answers to pull out a win. The guys went to great lengths to get ready for this big night.
Lots of breathing exercises.
Dance around a little bit.
Backstage, the guys put finishing touches on their costumes and perfected their performances. As showtime approached, the excitement only grew larger among the contestants.
So the crowd outside of this event is really excited, but no one is more excited than these guys.
Yeah! The night started out with a fashion competition. From gold capes to camouflage, the hopeful participants pulled out all the stops when it comes to dressing to impress.
I got a little beach wear, but you can't show too much skin, so you guys will just have to see about that.
Next was the talent portion of the evening. Noah Schrader showed his love for Taylor Swift in a compilation of the artist's songs. And the crowd saw a highly anticipated reunion of Andrew Talley's band Born Again Rockers.
And so we go back all the way to the 6th grade, but we actually haven't performed since the 6th grade.
The night finished off with an interview portion. Contestants responded to basic questions with answers like,
"This is our school! This is our town! This is our country! This is our world!"
And finally, Timmy Wilson was crowned our 2016 Mr. Biola. Biola raised approximately $1,500 for the India Project by the end of the event. From Biola University, this is Nicole Vogt with Eagle Vision News.
And we are lucky enough to have Mr. Biola himself in the studio today. Thanks for joining us,
Thanks
Timmy.
for having me.
So please tell us, what was going through your mind the moment you were being crowned?
Well, the moment I was being crowned, they announced the first two, the runner-up and the second runner-up. And at that moment, I knew I either lost completely or I won. And he said something along the lines of Miss Puerto Rico won. And I was like, who the heck is that? And then after a minute, I was like, okay. And then they picked me, and then I just got really excited.
Cool. What was your talent?
So I made this puppet contraption out of PVC pipes. So whatever movements I would do, the puppets would copy me. And there was one in the front and one in the back. And I did a little dance with them.
Cool. It worked out.
Mm-hmm.
So are you guys allowed to re-enter next year? And if so, are you planning to re-enter?
I don't think we can re-enter, but I know I have to judge next year.
Oh, okay.
Ooh. Now, is this the first competition you've ever won, or are you good at these sort of things?
Actually, about a year ago, I was on Let's Make a Deal, and I won a motorcycle. So
Wow.
I think it's just my personality.
Oh,
gets
great,
me in these positions.
great. That's
Yeah,
wonderful.
that's
Yeah. Did you win a prize for this thing too, or?
I got a cool little crown. and
Okay.
That's about it.
All right, not really a
It
motorcycle.
was
is it?
motorcycle.
No, nothing like that at all. Well, I hope it was fun.
It was.
Cool.
very
Thanks
fun.
for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Now, more in entertainment. It looks like Donald Trump will be missing out on 2 important votes during this primary season. Trump's own kids won't be voting for him in the New York primaries. He revealed to Fox and Friends on Monday that both Eric and Ivanka Trump have yet to register in the state of New York. They had a long time to register, and they were, unaware of the rules, and they didn't register in time, Trump stated. They feel very guilty, but it's fine. I understand that. I think they have to register a year in advance, and they didn't. So Eric and Ivanka, I guess, won't be voting. In the state of New York, voters have to register as Democratic or Republican several months before Election Day. This year, people had to register by October 9, 2015, and Eric and Ivanka did not. However, they have both been very active helpers in their father's campaign, and they have thoroughly expressed the confidence they have in Donald's ability to win the Republican primary. Ryan Seacrest gives a confusing goodbye at the finale of American Idol. On Thursday, Seacrest ended the show with tears in his eyes. He gave a cryptic goodbye and said, "One more time, this is so tough. We say to you from Hollywood, good night, America. For now." This confused many people because that episode was supposed to be the final episode of the final season of American Idol. His statement left fans wondering if the show might just have one more season left. But Seacrest later explained on his Twitter that he just didn't want to say goodbye. Earlier in the week, however, American Idol creator Simon Fuller told Billboard that American Idol will be back someday. But for now, the 15-season show has come to an end, and fans will just have to wait a few years before a possible revamped version of the show once again hits the screen.
Many Biola students got to spend the day with their grandparents last Friday. Reporter Wayne Stevenson takes us to the Grandparents' Day festivities.
Biola's annual Grandparents' Day event happened last Friday on a not-so-sunny Southern California morning. In fact, Grandparents' Day was the biggest event of the year for Biola's Parent Relations Department. The celebration brought grandparents from as far as Las Vegas and Sacramento to our campus. Activities included a photo booth and lawn games, and grandparents also toured campus on electric cars. Many of the grandparents also attended the Friday morning chapel and had lunch at an afternoon buffet. In addition, many had other activities in the area planned around visiting their grandchildren.
We're going to Disney.
That's cool. That's awesome. Yeah.
We're going there to celebrate my birthday.
Oh, what birthday is it?
It was my 38th. Twice. Yes. More than twice.
Overall, Grandparents' Day seemed to be an enjoyable experience for both the younger and older generations involved. Reporting for Eagle Vision News, I'm Wayne Stevenson.
Well, this past week has been full of hockey, golf, and baseball events. Reporter Breton Thune is here with the latest happening in sports. Breton, how'd the Masters go this year?
Well, they were pretty crazy, Elise. It was an eventful week in the world of sports, and we've got all you need to know, starting at Augusta National, where the stage was set for the 80th Masters tournament. 28-year-old Danny Willett becomes the 2016 Masters champion in one of the most bizarre finishes in PGA history. With a 5-stroke lead and 9 holes away from claiming back-to-back titles, Jordan Spieth managed a quadruple bogey on 12, dropping 6 shots in 3 holes. Spieth led the Masters for 7 straight rounds before falling to Willett, but what's even more shocking is that Willett wasn't even going to play, as Sunday marked the day he and his wife were expecting their first child. Willett becomes the second Englishman in tournament history to wear the green jacket and lift the Masters trophy. And in terms of professional sports trophies, none are larger than the Stanley Cup. The NHL has concluded their regular season and teams are now looking towards the playoffs. This season was dominated by the Washington Capitals, who took home the President's Trophy with 120 points. Led by captain Alex Ovechkin, who topped off another 50-goal season with a hat-trick on Saturday night, the Caps look to capture their first cup in franchise history. And all 3 Golden State teams have made it to the postseason, taking the top 3 spots in the Pacific Division, but the Ducks, Kings, and Sharks will have to go through one another in order to bring home the cup. And now to a league that kickstarts the beginning of their season, we turn to baseball, where the Dodgers look to build off their early success. The Dodgers started off their season red hot, sweeping the Padres in 3 straight games without allowing a single run. They were unable to find the same magic in San Francisco, however, where the Dodgers faced off against the Giants 4 times over the weekend, but were only able to scrape out a single victory. Dropping 3 out of the 4 contests, the team struggled, but looks to get their winning touch back when they square off against the Diamondbacks before hosting the Giants at home the following week.
If you guys watched the NCAA basketball championship last week, then you guys know about the crazy 3-point winning shot by Villanova's Chris Jenkins against the North Carolina Tar Heels. After North Carolina, also Michael Jordan's alma mater, lost to Villanova, video of the winning shot went viral and started trending all over the net. But that wasn't the only thing that went viral during the big game. Michael Jordan attended the game and the internet literally had no chill as it got back at it again and started tweeting the infamous Michael Jordan crying face meme. Since he was there at the game and was reported to be cheering on North Carolina, he kind of set himself up for all of these. But where exactly did this meme come from? And better yet, who invented memes? Well, from what I can tell you is that a man named Richard Dawkins coined memes in his book, The Selfish Gene, in 1976, and from there, internet memes have been a subset of his general meme concept. But as for the actual Michael Jordan meme, a clever fan got the image from his Hall of Fame acceptance speech back in 2009. Now you're probably wondering where other memes have come from. Let's take a look at some of the internet's finest. You know Scumbag Steve, right? Well, his real name is Blake Boston, and it originally became popular in 2011 coming from MySpace. Here's Joseph Ducrot. He's a French portrait painter, and this is actually a self-portrait from 1793. Oh, how he would have loved the internet. And finally, let's not forget about Bad Luck Brian, established in 2012. His real name is Kyle, and it was his 7th grade school picture. There's a lot more popular memes, and it looks like everything on the internet can come back to haunt you. Well, that's all I have for you today, but if you have any favorite memes that you would like to share, go ahead and send them to me in a tweet at Brieana Jordan. See you guys next time.
Now, reporter Sydney English has our weather forecast for the week. Sydney, it looks like you have a great view over there. Where are you?
Yes, Elise, I'm here at Griffith Observatory, taking a look at the beautiful city of Los Angeles. This is a must-see when you're visiting here. It was a beautiful night full of stars. And it was a beautiful day today. Let's take a look at the current conditions. So this morning we had a cool 59 degrees, and this afternoon we're going to heat it up to 72 with a nice sunshine for tanning. And this evening we're going to cool back down to 58 degrees. Let's take a look at the national temperatures. So over here on the West Coast, we have the hottest temperature for us right here in LA. And then on the other side of the country, we have a really chilly spot up in Maine at a 39 degrees. And then back in my hometown, Louisville, Kentucky, it's going to be a 51 degrees. And let's hope that it heats up for the folks back home for the Kentucky Derby happening in a month. But here in California, it's nice and warm for us. So let's take a look at the 7-day forecast. On Wednesday, we're going to have a pretty warm 72, and then throughout the week it's going to heat up even more, leaving us at 80 degrees and sunny for this weekend. And then next week we're going to cool back down to 77 degrees on Monday. So that's the weather for the week. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Sydney. Well, that's all we have for you this morning, but be sure to join us next week for an update in health and fitness.
And what happened at this year's Biola Film Festival.
In the meantime, you can keep up with us online, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at BiolaEV, and subscribe to our channel on YouTube to see previous shows.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.